Gentlemen, on Stregom, CC High 2-star. It's began now, the CCI 2-star. We can see now the first riders on this cross-country course. We have now Andreas Brandt for Germany riding Donnellena MV. Andreas is 11th after the dressage with 51.30 negative points. He passed very well, very easily. This combination is galloping now through the next fence. Really in confidence, doesn't look to be the fastest, but for sure he had a very nice round till now. He's efforting. Now the second water complex. He did a very good job. On this 16 A and B combination, he's now galloping through the 17th fence of this cross-country course. This cross-country course is 4,425 meters. They have to run in 8 minutes and 3 seconds. 8 minutes and 3 seconds is the optimum time of this cross-country course of the CCI 2-star. That's the leading Pavel Spizak. This Poland guy riding Admiral is on the first position after the dressage with 44.40 negative points, while Andreas is 11th with 51.30 negative points. We saw a beautiful passage on the barrels number 14. He's galloping. Sorry, number 19. He's galloping up the hill. This cross-country course looks to be long enough. He jumped very well the combination number 20, 21, 22, the last water complex of this cross-country course. He's crossing the road for the last 5 fences of this cross-country phase. He's going to afford now the number 23. While we see now Ilonka Kluitmans riding Image of Roses. She lanes 26th after the dressage with 60.80 negative points. She passed very well the first water complex, number 5 and 6. In our images, we have Maria Litvinenko for Russia riding Cover Me. There are 16 after the dressage test with 54.80 negative points. They passed very easily. This is the water complex number 16 A and B. She's on the big turn before the other fence going into the water number 17. They're preparing this fence with a lot of accuracy. And what a beautiful jump going into the water. Out of the water now, galloping through the fence number 18. We remember the ranking of this class is driven by Paweł Spizak for Poland, riding Admiral. He got 44.40 negative points after the dressage, followed by Linda Algotsson riding First Spot, second with 45.16 negative points. Then Alice Naber-Lozeman riding Axi Zamzam, and then Elmer Lesch. The fifth is Sanna Silkkatorpi, and then the others. We see Maria Litvienko galloping through the last part of her cross-country test. If we have her riding, efforting the last water complex of the cross-country course, a bit close to the fence, going into the water, but with no problem against very close. The horse touched a little bit the narrow fence, red and white, into the water, number 22, and now crossing the road for the final part of her cross-country. And we have Ilonka Kluitmans now on the screen. Oh, what shame! She got a sled on the turn and she fell down. What a shame, arrived at this part of the cross country having a fall because the horse left behind. We are very sorry for her. You can see there is no fall on the rider and the horse riding, but you know, in cross country everything can happen. Now on the screens, Małgorzata Widerek-Baran for Poland. She's 20th after the dressage with 58.30 negative points, riding Epicure. She's preparing the coffin number 9, A, B, and C. The narrow fence, they passed it with no problems. The galloping safe through jump number 10. She's patting her horse. He did a very good job on the coffin. We can appreciate the action of the gallop of this horse. Very equilibrated, in balance, very safe, very calm. They're preparing the fence number 10, this big chunks, a bit down the hill, and then fast again through fence number 11. We have now Jennifer Eicher for Switzerland, laning 12th after dressage test, riding Okonos de la Blancherie CH with 51.90 negative points after the dressage. We're reading this combination number 4. Preparing now the first water complex number 5 and 6. We remember number 5 is a bit log going into the water. We see Jennifer riding always very together with this horse in confidence. Very well jumped the first log into the water, and now the combination of two corners, number 6A and B. No problems for them on the two corners. Galloping now to the big edge, number 7. We are back now on Małgorzata Widerek-Baran for Poland. She jumps very well the combination number 14, A and B, the edge and the corner. And now galloping through the 15 and then the other water complex, the second one. She's taking the control of the horse before this fence. And now preparing the water complex, the 16, A and B. Beautiful jump on this edge. Element A of this combination, a bit close to the B, and now fast again. We're again on Jennifer Aker now. We can appreciate the great gallop of this horse. This doesn't look to be a big horse, but the gallop is very positive, very big. He looks to be very comfortable on this action on the gallop. And we're back on Malgorzata, Zwiderek. In the last water complex, in the number 17, we can say the third water complex of this cross-country test. This big trunk with the edge over the ditch, number 18, very well passed. This huge edge and this narrow fence, they show no problems on this combination. They don't look to be the fastest, but for sure they are very safe on the fences. You can see the reins almost loose on this contact. That means there is a lot of truth between, lot of confidence between the rider and the horse. We have now Ann-Christine Bars for Germany, riding Scarlet 589. They are 25th after the dressage with 60.20 negative points. Beautiful passage. The same moment of Jennifer Eicher on number 14. And again the Polish rider Malgorzata Zwiderbaran on Epico on the last water complex. Passed with no problems. You see the horse is very straight. Now crossing the road to for the last part of the cross-country course. Jennifer Aker again on Oconos de la Blancherie CH on the combination number 16 A and B. A bit deep on this fence, Malgorzata, but very well passed, galloping now through the combination number 24, the last of this course. Again Jennifer Eicher on the 17 edge, going into the water before the last loop, up the hill to go back to go back to the finish of this course. Beautiful jump helped by the whip by Jennifer Aker for his Oconos de la Blancherie, turning right on this big chunk with edge on the ditch. And now turning right, the combination number 19A, very well jumped. And very well jumped also the B of this combination. We appreciate the patting of Jennifer on her horse. That shows a beautiful action in this gallop. Going through the last water complex, number 20, 21, and 22. And another rider on the course now. We have Alice Naber-Loseman riding Zamzam. She's third after the dressage, 45.80 negative points for them after the dressage of yesterday. They look to be very in confidence together, while Jennifer Eicher is passing the last three jumps of the last water complex, patting again the horse that demonstrate the big confidence feeling that eventing riders have with the horses. Ask them to do this long course, galloping fast and affording all sorts of jumps, natural and less natural, like we can appreciate on these images. We see Alice jumping the first water complex very well, the log going into the water, the first corner with no problems, a bit of control to jump very well also the second corner. Now this big turn on the left before to afford the big edge, number 7. Alice, she is a very experienced rider from Netherlands. She competed at maximum levels from many ages. And now we're back again on Ann-Christine bars for Germany on the combination number 14 A and B. Very well jumped the first and the second. And now fast again through the other fence number 15 before the water 16 A and B. This horse looks to be very fast. He's galloping very well. We see this rider need a help with the bit to manage the power of this horse that looks very good galloper and cross-country machine, jumping all the fences with impressive power. Again, we are on Alice Naberlosman, galloping with SHT2017. They are well together. Back on Ann-Christine bars at the water fence number 17. Very well passed. We see the horse is very happy to gallop today. The fresh of today is very pleasant for the horses to afford this cross-country course. We remember there are 8 minutes and 3 seconds, the optimum time, and the fresh of the weather today make the horses find the right energy, the right situation to gallop so long and fast. We see this horse passing with no problems and a lot of enthusiasm. Look at the enthusiasm also of the rider passing the horse because of the beautiful job he is doing till now. And now we have Linda Algotsson riding first spot. Linda Algotsson, she is second after the dressage with 45.60 negative points, affording the first combination of this course, number 4, the 2 greenhouses on a turn on the left. They did a very clear job here, passing with no problems, while the images are again on Alice Naberlosman riding combination number 14, A and B. There is a corner coming out from this combination, passed with no problems by Alice. Linda again on the first water complex, jumped beautifully the first log, affording the first corner and the second now. Passed with no problems again on Alice. Alice passed very well the combination number 16, A and B. Affording the big loop on the left before to go back on the hill, before to afford the last part of the cross country. Alice is very famous, not only on her country in Holland, but also all the world around because of many years riding at these top levels. You see the confidence by how she efforts this combination, these fences, remaining always in the same position, in equilibrium with the horse, finding the way where to gallop, and affording the big fences with no panic, just giving the horse the right power to jump these fences without making more efforts that they need, preparing the right, no more, this combination, the edge, the narrow fence here, Beautiful pass by his SHT2017. That looks very easy. You see the joy of Alice patting her horse, galloping very fast, beautifully. Beautifully through the last water complex, the numbers 20, 21 and 22 of this cross-country long course. Very well. Alice is now taking balance back to effort this combination, E-pair combination. Very well jumped the first, very well jumped the 21. The close turn right, with no problem the fence into the water, red and white fence, and now passing at the last 5 fences of the cross country. We can see now Elmar Lösch, number 310, riding Rough Diamond for Germany. He is 4 after the dressage test, with 47.50 negative points. He passed very easily the combination number 4, the 2 greenhouses. They are before the first water complex. He is now preparing to effort the log into the water, number 5. Elmer is another very experienced rider. He's a fourth in the first of the 2 corners. Very well jumped on the first and the second. Elmer also rode the most important classes in an internationals. We have on the screen Linda now. Linda also rode all the maximum levels of eventing competitions. She's riding now this 15 and 16 water complex is the second one of this course. The big loop on the left and then another edge going into the water. This big, beautiful gray horse is ridden with simplicity by Linda. That demonstrates the truth she feels into the horse. A bit of control and then go. And we can appreciate another beautiful jump for Linda and her fair spot. Galloping up the hill now from the last loop, going up to the hill and then back for the combination number 19. She's a 14, what a beautiful jump. This number 18, this big trunk over the ditch with the edge on the top. The turn to the right. And now, the edge before the hole, down, up, and the narrow fence, beautiful ridden by Linda, perfectly straight. And now again, big gallop through the last water complex. The E-pair fence number 20, and then into the border. We have now Astis Vitkauskas for Lithuania, riding Clapton, and back on Linda again. Very well done, this E-pair fence. Going into the water with no problems. The turn, very accurate on the right for Linda. The last water fence before cross the road and going on forth, number 23, and the last 4 jumps of this cross-country course. You can see the horse doesn't look tired at all. He's galloping very well, very light on the ground of this beautiful venue of Stregon that will organize European Championships in August. We see Elmar Lösch on Rough Diamond jumping very well the combination number 14 with no problems. He looks to be very fast. The gallop of this horse is beautiful, is light, is very big. The horse looked to gallop with no tiring itself at all. The ground there should be a bit sleepy. You see, is already the second horse having a little slept in that turn, but they're efforting and passing this combination number 60 A and B with no problems. This big lope on the left before jump again into the water from the edge number 17. Irma is watching the edge, looking for the distance, for the right distance to effort it, preparing the horse, and a beautiful easy jump before the big chunk on the ditch number 18. That's going to approach now. Beautiful jump on this trunk. The turn on the right, and now the combination number 19 A and B. This huge edge before the hole, and then the narrow fence passed with no problems by Elmer Lesch and his rough diamond. Galloping very fast, it's beautiful the distinction of this gallop. And now we can see again Elmer on the last water complex, the 20, the 21, the turn on the left. Opla, very deep but safe, the jump on this last fence of the water, number 22 by Elmer Lesch and his rough diamond. And now we have on the screen Clapton, ridden by Estis Vitkauskas for Lithuania, jumping perfectly the combination number 14, A and B, the edge and the corner and turn right. And now approaching to the second water fence, water complex, 16 A and B. Now we have Henrik Andervik for Sweden, riding Emperor, the first water complex, well ridden, the first login and the first corner. Wow! What shame, this bad fall for Astis Vitkauskas. He fought from Lithuania. Oh, fortunately with no consequences. The rider and the horses are already standing. No consequences for them. We see Astis, he worries for the horse. But the horse is okay, already standing. The same for Estis. And the images are on Henrik Advernik on Emperor, that passed the fence number 7 and now galloping through the fence number 8. What shame for Estis. The important is there are no consequences for him and the horse. But we know that in cross country it happens to not to find the best solution for the distance, and then some mistakes can happen. The important is there are no consequences. So we're ready for try next time. While Henrik Advernik have no problems with the Emperor on the coffin number 9 of this course. And they galloping now through the fence number 10 after this long gallop. They're running. The images are on the first edge of the combination number 14. Okay, very well jumped. This fence number 10. Arriving now on the top of the hill. of this course, where there is this number 11 that Henrik is preparing on this stand on the left. We have this narrow fence very well jumped by his Emperor. And we have now Jerzy Krukowski for Poland riding Jurta M. The first login into the water, jumped very well by them, and then the first corner, and then the second numbers 5 and 6, A and B. Now turning on the left to arrive to the big edge, number 7. Jerzy looks forward with a lot of concentration and did a beautiful jump on this number 7, now galloping through the fence number 8. We are again on Henrik Anvernik for Sweden, approaching the combination number 14, where he was ridden the first and the corner. Beautiful pass by them. Galloping now through the second water complex. There is a preparation fence number 15. That comes a bit close to the horse, but very well prepared by this rider, turning on the right for the edge, number 16A, and very well jumped also the element B of this combination. That gave them no problem. Now the big loop on the left before the edge, coming into the water again. And Henrik Advernik with the Emperor are 14 at this edge. They are 22 after 20 seconds after the dressage, with 58.60 negative points after the dressage. And they don't want to put any more negative points on this score. We remember we are helped by the weather of today that's fresh enough to don't make the horse feel any more tireless because of the heat that we could have yesterday. Yesterday was very hot, while today the weather is perfect for the cross-country length. Another rider on the course, we have Zaneta Nitsipo-Hutrela for Poland riding Bursa. We saw the perfect passage of the combination number 19 A and B from Henrik Advernik, while Zaneta is affording the first water complex, jumping very well the first log into the water, the first of the combination, the first corner of the combination number 6 A and B, while we have the Polish Jerzy Krukowski jumping very well the combination number 14, galloping now through the other water complex, and now Henrik Advernik jumping very well the last water complex with his Emperor, galloping now through the last phase of the last part of this cross country, crossing the road for the last 5 fences. Jerzy Krukowski with his Jurta M, 14th after the dressage with 53.70 negative points. He's preparing the edge number 17. Jump brilliantly by them, going into the water. Now galloping up the hill for the last loop before coming home for the second half of this course. We remember this course is 4 kilometers, 425 meters that they have to run in 8 minutes and 3 seconds. This is the time allowed. Remember, it's very important to be into the time, otherwise they get 0.4 negative points each second out of this 8 minutes, 0.3 seconds of time allowed. They passed very well the combination number 19, A and B, and they are now galloping through the last water complex, the E-pair fence number 20, and then 21, 22. The two fences going into the water and the fence into the water. They are preparing the fence. You can see the horse is very careful. He's paying a lot of attention on this fence. The rider helping him to take the right equilibrium, turning right now. Very good turn on this last water fence, number 22. Galloping now to cross the road and approaching to the last 5 fences of this cross-country course. We see Zaneta Nitsiporutrela for Poland, leading 13 after the dressage test with 53.60 negative points, passing very well the combination number 14. And now we have Jasmine Gambirasio for Switzerland on Tempo de la Lume. Tempo de la Lome. Jumping and passing very well the first water complex, but now again Zaneta for Poland passing super well the combination of the water number 16 A and B on the big loop on the left before the 17, the other edge going into the water. Zaneta looks to know her horse very well, you know how she leads him galloping very fast through this edge for a brilliant jump going into the water. Very well ridden, Zaneta, well done. The distance was a bit big, but the horse had no hesitations on jumping this edge. She is now efforting this big trunk on the ditch, another beautiful jump for them. And now the loop to the right to afford these combinations of edge. The first before the hole, down the hole, up the hole, and the narrow fence with no problems passed by them. Very well done, Zaneta. She is patting her horse, you can see, because he did a very good job. And another rider now. We have Jasmine Gambirasio riding Tempo de la Lome, efforting the fence number 10 with no problems. And now up to the hill for the number 11, the more fans of this cross-country course. Again, Zaneta, very well driving his horse on the last water complex, patting him, checking the chronometer. Again, Jasmine riding very well this narrow fence on the top of the hill. Preparing the big turn now for the fences 12 and 13. Beautiful jump on this trunk. And another beautiful jump on this other one. And now down the hill very fast. And again we have Malinhausen Hotop for Germany riding Monsieur Schnabel. Beautiful passing the first water complex with the two corners that make them have no problems. Again, down Jasmine approaching the combination number 14. This big hedge with the white color and the corner that give them no problems. What a class this horse passing these fences. Everything looks very easy for him. This horse has to be very well trained by Jasmine. Tempo de la Lome. They are 15 after the dressage test with 54.40 negative points. They are now Opla, a bit asleep. That turn is a bit sleepy. They have to pay a bit of attention, otherwise they could risk what happened to the rider before she fell, because the horse slept too hard and they lost the equilibrium. But now Jasmine is turning on the big loop on the left to wait for the other edge, go into the water, number 17. It's beautiful to watch this horse galloping with a lot of equilibrium always, and the rider is driving him very easily. Very in confidence, you see. She's asking him to go forward to the edge to make a beautiful easy jump in a beautiful equilibrium, just lengthening a little bit the reins without moving his equilibrium. The shoulder remains well back. The equilibrium of the horse now efforting this other big chunk, very easily passed. Beautiful, beautiful this horse. Tempo de la Lome. I think one of the most pleasant horse to watch today. Therefore, this combination of edges, while the images are on Malinhazen on top for Germany, efforting very well this number 11 narrow fence on the top of the hill before the two trunks on the turn on the left, number 12 and 13. Malinhazen Hotop is 6th after the dressage with 48.80 negative points. So she has to defend this beautiful score after the dressage, trying to not to take any more negative points on this cross-country phase. Jasmine Gambirasio is solving the Flatwater complex always very easily, and then galloping very fast to the last part of the course. And again, Malinhazen Auto, quoting the combination number 14, the white combination. A bit of slap again. They hit the flag, but they passed inside with no problems, and they again galloping through the second water complex, number 16, A and B. No problem on the fence number 15 that's preparing this combination. 16 edge into the water, a narrow fence coming out. Not narrow, sorry, diagonal fence that they solve with no problems. Galloping on the big loop on the left before for the other edge, going into the water, number 17. Malinhazen Auto is hardly trying to maintain their optimum score of 48.80 negative points after the dressage. They don't want to waste time, they don't want to get any more negative points, and they are making the job until now, jumping and galloping very fast on this course. This beautiful course is designed by Marcin Kornacki, the organizer of this beautiful event here in Stragom, that will hospit the European Championships in August. The Continental Championships we run in August will hospit all the best riders of this discipline, that's eventing. Another beautiful passage for Malinhazen Hotop that passed the combination number combination number 19 with no problems. Now we have Michael Ichi for Poland riding Moonshine. They are 24th after the dressage test with 59.90 negative points. They pass with no problems the narrow fence number 11 on top of the hill, and they are turning on the two big trunks number 12 and 13. with no problems. Galloping now very fast down the hill before the combination number 14. We have Malin for Germany, Hasenhotop, jumping very well, the last combination complex. The last fence onto the water with no problem, patting the horse. We hear a lot of claps by the public for her. We were ridden and driving her course till now. And again on Michael Hickey for Poland, jumping very easily, very well, the combination number 14, passing the corner with no problems, galloping now to the second water complex. We have Malin Hasenhotop for Germany on the last part of her cross-country course, while Michael Hickey passed very well the combination number 16, A and B. Malin again jumping very well. The last fences of his cross country, he jumped very well. The number 23, efforting now. The last, oh sorry, they jumped very well. The number 17.
Ammazza quanto schiarisce lo schermo. È rosso di caschetto, ma sembra arancione.
They are galloping through the trunk with the edge. Number 18. Beautiful, fast jump. He looks to be very fast on the big turn to the right before the combination number 19. This huge edge before the narrow fence out of the hole that on the terrain there is before this narrow fence jumped with no problem, no hesitations for Michael Hickey, galloping very fast to the last water complex. Very well.
Siamo all'acqua a vedere un po' di cavalli. Luca, sono tutto perfetto. Penso che tanzia queste cose pronte alle
We're back with the images. Here we are, back with the images. So we are appreciating this beautiful round of Marcel Duhl. Marcel Duhl is a Polish rider, and now we have Sanna Silkatorpi riding Beaufait Click. She's leading on the 5th position after the dressage with 47.80 negative points. She's galloping very fast. Sanna Silkatorpi is running most of the most important competitions in Europe, while Marcel Duhl is 21st after the dressage with 58.40 negative points. We're back on Sanna Silkatorpi riding and solving the last water complex with no hesitations. She looks very fast. Again on Marcel Duhl from Poland, jumping the second combination in the water with no problems, galloping easily on this big loop on the left before to a forward. The big edge, number 17, into the water. Again on Sanna Silkatorpi from Finland, jumping with no hesitation, the 23rd fence of this cross-country course. And now we have Paweł Spizak, very important couple of this competition, because they are leading after the dressage with 44.40 negative points on his beautiful Admiral. Paweł has ridden the most important competitions all the world around, here on Olympics, Europeans, World Championships. He's very experienced rider. He's galloping very fast now to maintain his score clear from more penalties. For the time, he's trying hard to take the time. We can see how fast he's galloping. He's take a bit of balance before the coffin, number 9, sorry. They jump with no hesitation the first stage. Beautiful is this open ditch. And now perfectly also the narrow fence coming out from this coffin, number 9. Galloping fast, you see how much fast he goes. A rapid check to the chronometer to not waste time. Beautiful, these images of this beautiful gallop of his Admiral. While Marcel Duhl passed with no problems the last water complex, number 22. Again, Paweł, very easy and fast on the number 10. The 10th difficulty of his round, that he passes with no problems. He's galloping fast on the big loop on the left and the top of the hill before the narrow fence. That pass with no problems. Doesn't want to waste any second. These beautiful images of the leading after the leader after the dressage of this ranking of the CCI 2-star competition here in Strygom. Perfectly ridden. Also these two trunks turning to the left, down the hill, and galloping very fast through the combination number 14, A and B, the white combination with a big edge and the corner. Here we are, Paweł presenting the horse Admiral, this beautiful bay horse, to this combination with the right accuracy. Very well jumped the first stage and perfectly passing also the corner, coming out from this combination, and again fast, the fastest as possible, going through the second water complex. There is this preparation fence number 15. This big fence, passed very easily by him. That needs to take equilibrium before the combination into the water from this edge. Perfectly passed. And again, we can appreciate the accuracy Pavel put it on the element B of this combination, putting perhaps also a stride more to be sure the horse passes it clearly. And now we have on our screen Daria Selivanenko for Russia, but again we are on Pavel riding a big edge number 17, passing again on this big lake and galloping now through the trunk number 18. His trunk with a ditch is a beautiful fence that make the horse doing a beautiful jumps. And now the turn to the right to prepare this other combination of big edge and a narrow fence after. Very well jumped the first and with no problems also the second, and now fast again to approach the last water complex, the IPEA fence, followed by the going into the water fence. While Daria Selivanenko for Russia riding Etotwick, she is 8 after the dressage with 50.30 negative points. She is preparing this narrow fence number 11 on the top of the hill that they passed with no problems, and now galloping to afford the two big trunks in the turn left, while Pavel is jumping the last water complex very well. We can see the public encouraging this rider and horse that are passing through the last part of the cross country with no problems, while Daria Selivanenko with Etotwick passed the two trunks with no problems, number 12 and 13. And now they are going very fast through the combination. While we have Stephanie Bo now on our screens, riding GK Equirip Simple Smile. They are 8 after the dressage with 50.30 negative points after the dressage. They jump very well, the big log going into the water and the two corners coming out from the water. We see Pavel again. Pavel is galloping very fast with his Admiral to not waste time. They don't want to put any more negative points over their score after the dressage of 44.40 negative points that permit them to be the first, the leaders of this cross-country phase, and they finish this cross-country. We're waiting to know the time, but we are sure he's been very fast. And again, we are on Daria Selivanenko. They are galloping on the big loop on the left before to afford the edge number 17 going into the water. A beautiful jump into the water for Daria and Etotwick, and galloping now through the big trunk on the ditch number 18. It is very nice today, thanking also the pressure of the weather, to see the horses. They don't look very tired at the end of the course, also if it is long enough, because they are also 4.5 kilometers. They are 4 kilometers, 425 meters. The horses and the riders have to run in 8 minutes and 3 seconds. We see Daria passing very well the combination number 19, A and B, with no problems, very straight on the narrow fence coming out from this combination, and now galloping very fast through the last water complex, the IPEA fence, followed by the edge going into the water, and then the close turn on the right. We're again on Stephanie Ball, galloping very sure on her small beautiful horse Bay Sida. She's patting because jumped very well till now. Also the narrow fence number 11. They're turning now to the two trunks, big trunks on the turn on the left. Stephanie looks very confident with this little horse jumping beautifully. The two trunks and now galloping very fast. It's beautiful to see the feeling there is between these two, Stephanie and Simple Smile. And now, let's see, we have Merel Blom riding Sida for Netherlands. Merel Blom is jumping very well the first and the second corner with the long distance. The reigning 10th after the dressage with 51.10 negative points, while Stephanie Beau is passing beautifully the combination number 14, A and B. The white combination with the big edge and the corner. Stephanie is riding this little horse very carefully, very accurate, and they look to have no problems still now on this huge 2-star long cross-country course. Oh, fantastic passage also on this 16 A and B fences on the lake. She never loses her rhythms, and it's fantastic to see how she lent the reins going into the water to catch them again before the other fence in diagonal without move, without disturb the horse. Now preparing this other edge, jumping into the water. Beautiful jump here also. Very well ridden by Stephanie Beau. Very fast again through the big trunk. We remember Stephanie and Simple Smile, they are 8 after the dressage test with 50.30 negative points. Turning right now back for the combination of edges. The first, perfectly jumped, and the narrow edge. Beautifully also this one. And now, fast and faster, through the last water complex. We are now in the last part of the course, and while Merel Blom is passing with no problems with her Sida, the fence, the narrow fence number 11, preparing now to the big turn on the left with the two trunks, 12 and 13. We remember Merel is very experienced rider. She rode all the most important competitions in the continent, and not only. Beautifully and very simply passed by her and her Sida, while Stephanie Beau passed the last water complex with no problems, always very fast. Now crossing the road to accede to the last part of this cross-country course designed by Marcel Kornaski. That's also the organizer of this beautiful event. Perfectly ridden by Merel Blom. Sida passed the combination number 14 with the corner with no problems. She's patting her Sida because it is doing a very good job, and now we see Yuri Shumsky for Russia jumping very well the first water complex with a big log and the two corners. No, sorry, we didn't see these before. Yuri had run out on the first of the two corners out of the water, but he looked to pass very well the second time, while we have Merel Blom galloping very fast. We still have Meryl Blom jumping very well, the big jump, number 18. And passing very well the combination number 19, the narrow edge coming out from the hole in the terrain. Meryl is galloping very fast through her cross, through the last water complex, while we have here Michael Spork for Austria, riding Franz Joseph K. He jumped very well. Fence number 3. Now he's going to cross the road to arrive on the combination number 4, while Meryl Blom is affording and passing very well the last water complex. Beautiful jump on the narrow fence into the water. And now asking her horse to gallop fast, and then patting him because he's ready to answer to her request, and taking speed to afford the last part of her cross country. We remember Meryl is riding, very experienced. She rode the most important event around the world, while now we have Michael Spork for Austria, riding the first water complex. He passed the first log in the 2 corners with no problems, very easily, very correct, very clean. We didn't see any strong action, while unfortunately we see Yuri Sumsky with Ingrid walking back from his cross-country course. Probably he had some problems on this course. Unluckily, it happens, but we know it happens. Cross-country is always a surprise. Also, we love that the surprises are always good, not always they are. While Meryl Blom is jumping the last fence of this course, and I think she has to be very satisfied because we saw all beautiful jumps for her. And we have Michael Spork for Austria, keep galloping. Through the coffin, very well jumped the first element, the second, and the narrow fence, element C of this jump number 9. He's keeping on his gallop, checking the chronometer. And galloping very fast through the fence, number 10. Michael is laning 8-inch after the dressage with 57 by 70 negative points. He's now turning for the fence number 10. He prepared very well. He had no need to do too many actions, just taking back his equilibrium. And now again very fast through the fence number 11. That's the narrow fence on the top of the hill. He's concentrating on the direction for this fence, passed with no problems by Michael and Franz Joseph K. And now approaching to the 2 big trunks, standing on the left, down the hill, number 12 and 13. Passed with no problems by Michael Spork and his Franz Joseph K. That galloping now through the second water complex and before the combination with the corner, with the white corner. While now we are watching Maria Litvinenko with Tinkerbell passing the first water complex. Very well jumped the first log into the water, and the second jump, that's the corner, and the second corner also, with no problems, very sure on their direction. You see Michael Spork jumping the combination number 14 perfectly, without any interruption. And now jumping the number 20. No, sorry. The number 15 and now 16 A and B. Michael Spork is doing a beautiful cross-country course, galloping and jumping beautifully all the fences till now. In a very simple style, very correct, very easy. The horse looked to be very straight on the spot, straight through the fence, jumping very clear, almost very clear. They had a bit long distance on this edge going into the water, but no hesitations for them. The problem is solved with no problems by Franz Joseph K. And now they are galloping through the fence. Number 18, the big chunk with the edge over the ditch, jumped with brilliance. And now turning right to afford the combination number 19, A and B, the big edge, pass with no problems, straight through the narrow fence. Also this pass with no problem for them. A check to the chronometer and let's go for the other question. The complex, the water complex, the second of this course. While Maria Litvinenko for Russia, leading 17th after the dressage with 55.90 negative points. She's galloping very well through the number 11, the narrow fence on the top of the hill. Pass with no problems by them. Maria and Tinkerbell, while Michael Spork did very well the first two fences and the third of the last water complex, and now he's going to cross the road to afford the last 5 fences of this cross-country test, while Maria Litvinenko passed the two trunks, number 12 and 13, with no problems, and is now galloping very fast to the combination number 14, A and B, the big white combination with the corner. We have a panoramic of this beautiful venue that we remember you. In September we'll organize the European Championships of this beautiful eventing. Wow! A very big jump coming out. The combination of the corner for Maria Litvinenko that is able anyway to take this equilibrium back. We see a big jump on the first edge. Perhaps she was a bit too much fast. The horse couldn't put another stride and jumped, but she made Maria lose a bit the equilibrium, but she's back on saddle again and again. They solved very well the problem, the question on the second water complex. They galloping on the big loop on the left for the other edge going into the water. They are galloping very fast through this big edge going into the water. The horse looks to be very concentrated on his course. The ears, he's showing the attention. He's putting all the course around. He has the ears pointed on what's going next. He looks to say, well, what we have to do. And he's jumping very well also this big chunk with the edge before the combination coming down the hill. The turn very fast with Maria that shows a big trust on his horse. This beautiful chestnut horse that looks to be very good, very straight. They pass the narrow fence with no problems and now galloping through the last water complex. Maria looks to trust on his horse very much, and she does right because the horse doesn't look to hesitate on any occasion. She is the last rider of this cross-country test for the CCI 2-star long, and Maria, she is now 17 after the dressage with 55.90 negative points. She is affording now the first jump of the last water complex, the IPA fence with no problems. Another good jump going into the water, the turn to the right. Oh, big jump in the last water complex fence. Anyway, passed with no problems. A bit of excitation, probably because the time was very close. The horse looked to remain a bit surprised, but this didn't allow him to have errors on this fence. And now she's galloping through the last 5 fences of this cross-country test that we remember should be run in 8 minutes and 3 seconds. Maria and Tinkerbell pass the number 23 with no problems, and now they are arriving to the last combination of this course, the 24 A and B. That they pass with no problems. It's fantastic to see how Tinkerbell, also at the end of this very long cross-country course, is paying attention. All the fences, Maria asked him to jump, and they help themselves solving all the requests this course asked them to resolve. And they are approaching now to the last fence of this course that jumped brilliantly and finished, I think, with the best joy of the day, because they had no problems on this beautiful cross-country course. We also can wait for the results of the time they had on this cross-country course. And it's finished the CCI for today, 2-star here in Stragom. And we're waiting now for the start of the 3-star CIC 3-star. That's also a National Cup competition, and we will see the team competition led for the moment by the Great Britain. And in few minutes we will be back again, telling you what's going on this beautiful Stragom cross-country parcours. Thank you very much for the attention.